friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Woman with Dementia Still Has Strong Memory of Jesus and His Love. Written by Adam Staten, read by Julie Provost. An elderly woman with dementia has no problem remembering Jesus and His love for her. Watching a loved one age and battle health problems is very challenging. It's gut-wrenching to watch someone we love deteriorate right before our eyes, knowing there is nothing we can do to ease their pain and suffering. Most would do anything for them, including switching places if possible. The aging process is often brutal and unforgiving, and it impacts us all. It robs us of our hair, mobility, hearing, and sadly even our memories. Dementia can turn someone who was once as sharp as a tack, with a lightning-quick recall, into an individual who cannot remember their own children or even what they had for dinner the night before. A clip posted on social media shows an 88-year-old woman who is battling late-stage dementia. Throughout the video, the elderly woman's daughter asks her a series of questions, testing her memory and ability to remember simple facts. The woman off-camera asks the 88-year-old if she knows her mailing address. She also asks her if she knows what she had for lunch that day and what color shirt she wore yesterday. To all those questions, the woman had no idea, unable to remember and answer correctly any of those questions. However, near the end of the clip, the woman behind the camera asked the 88-year-old, "Who is Jesus?" Without even a moment's hesitation, the elderly woman responds with a coherent and articulate answer to the question of Jesus Christ. "Well, Jesus is the one who saved me and lives in my heart and will take me home," she said. "I love him," the woman adds. What a beautiful and moving, but at the same time heartbreaking clip. Acts 4:12. And in no other is there salvation, for there is no other name under heaven given among men, through which we may have salvation. Six-year-old talked to Jesus during near-death experience in the hospital. Written by Heather Regelman, read by Julie Provost. 6-year-old Zola Tomic talked to Jesus while doctors worked to save her in the hospital, and the little girl's testimony is beyond amazing. When Zola Tomic came into her mother's room hemorrhaging blood, Brittany knew that she needed to stay calm and get her daughter help. But what happens next is unforgettable and incredible. Zola had gone in for a routine surgery to have her tonsils removed, but no one ever could have known that she had a rare genetic disorder that made the surgery almost deadly. After surgery, Zola began to bleed and hemorrhage for nearly 10 days before she had lost so much blood that she almost died. After Zola recovered and was sent home from the hospital, this sweet little girl began to heal and even thrive. One afternoon when Brittany was helping Zola get ready for gymnastics, a strange question led to the discovery of the little girl talking to Jesus. Zola asked her mom, "When can I go see God again?" "It's something even to this day that I still can't even comprehend," Brittany said. "I was getting her ready, and it wasn't even like we were talking about anything God-related beforehand. We were just getting ready to go to gymnastics. And she just asked, 'When can I see God again?'" Her mom was confused and taken back by her question, so she asked Zola, "When did you see God?" Zola replied with the most stunning statement, "The night I died." Whoa, is anyone else getting goosebumps and praising God? Shocked, Brittany began to ask more questions and soon learned that the night that Zola had been in the hospital, she had a near-death experience. Brittany recalls that Zola never flatlined or needed to be resuscitated, but Zola had come close enough to dying that Jesus had walked hand in hand with her through the ordeal. God can come to comfort her and tell her she was safe and loved. Over time, Zola began to talk more and more about being with Jesus. She told her mother that she could remember God giving her a big hug. Zola said everything looked like a rainbow, and Jesus had thanked her for loving him and being his friend. This moment was a turning point for Brittany's family. They believed in Jesus and they had been attending church, but between Brittany's sister's death and Zola's life-threatening medical crisis, they had stopped going to church. This is when Brittany realized it was time to start letting God lead their family, and it was time to start going back to church. Her daughter's near-death experience was a reminder of how God comforts, loves, and protects his children. What an incredible way for God to remind us he is always near to his children. This little girl's story would not only strengthen her faith, but also provide hope to those who question the nearness of God. Can we all just take a moment to praise God for not only saving this sweet little girl, but also for revealing himself to her in a way that will move mountains of faith who learn about her story. When I saw him, I fell at his feet as though dead. But he laid right hand on me, saying, "Fear not, I am the first and the last, and the living one. I died, and behold, I am alive forever, and I have the keys of death and Hades." Revelation 1:17-18.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.